My name is Akhilesh, and in today's video, I will walk you through how to go about incorporating a private limited company in India in 2019. We're going to first take a look at what you'll need to incorporate your company, assuming you're going through a CA or an online registration service, followed by which we'll see what you need to do once your company is incorporated. And then we'll take a look at what you need to do to open a corporate bank account for your company. So here's what you'll need to incorporate your company. You will need to have at least two people on the board of directors and two shareholders. Often, the founders are the directors and shareholders themselves, but you may choose to do it otherwise. Every director who sits on the board of a company in India needs to have a DIN, which is a director identification number. To get a DIN, you need to apply for a DSC or a digital signature certificate. There are plenty of online services that can help you create a DSC and a DIN. A DIN is assigned to a person for life, but your DSC has to be renewed every 1 or 2 years. There are some good online options to generate a DSC and a DIN, or you could have your CA do it for you for an additional fee. As a part of this process, you will be sent links from your CA or your DSC provider for a full video verification and instructions for mobile verification. Once verified, you will have your DSC in the form of a physical token that you will need to plug into your computer to sign off. Then you will need to have an office address, or it can even be your home address if you're starting up from home. And you will also need to make the decision on the proposed name of your company. You can easily check the availability of your company name at the MCA website, which is also linked in the description below. While choosing a name for your company, it is important to ensure that you select a name that isn't already trademarked. If a name is trademarked, then you can't use it as your company name in that same class. Then you need to provide the names of the shareholders of the company, including the stake amount each shareholder gets. You also have to provide an attested copy of each director and shareholder's PAN or personal account number. As proof of identity, you will need your passport, your voter's ID, your driver's license, or your Aadhaar card. And as proof of address, you will need your mobile bill, an electricity bill, or your telephone bill, or even a bank statement that's not older than 3 months. I recommend that you get a bank statement as you will need this in a future step. You will also need a scanned photo of each director. Next, you will need the proof of registered office address. You can do one of two things for this. If you are starting out of your home, then you can simply submit the rental agreement and an NOC or a no objection certificate from the landlord stating that he does not object to you starting a business out of your rented house. Or if you own the house, then simply submit the sale deed and the tax receipt for it. If the house is in the name of your parents or grandparents, then just get an NOC from them stating that they don't object to you starting a business in their home. In addition to the NOC or sale deed, you will also need a copy of any utility bill, for example, an electricity bill, of the registered address that is not older than 2 months. You can get the NOC template from the link in the description below. It is very similar to the one that I wrote while getting my company registered. Once you have all these documents in place, you can go ahead and send them to your CA or the online service provider that you've chosen for your company incorporation. Once your CA processes these details, they will send you two forms, the INC9 and the DIR2. The directors will need to sign these forms as consent to directorship of the company. And as part of the application, your CA will then draft your articles of association and memorandum of association. It will take a couple of days for your service provider to process all your documents and file for incorporation with the MCA, which is the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the governing body of companies in India. In case the name that you have chosen isn't available, or if it's trademarked, your CA will come back to you asking you to pick a new name, which can delay the incorporation process by a few days. Which is why it is always better to check the availability of your chosen name beforehand. Again, the link for that is in the description below. Once your company is incorporated, you will get the following: the Articles of Association and Memorandum of Association, the Certificate of Incorporation or CIN. You will also get the soft copies of your company PAN and TAN in an email from NSDL on the day of incorporation of your company. You will also receive your DIN and your digital signature certificate. Make a note here that you should receive your DSC in the form of a physical token that looks like a pen drive. Your DSC is stored in this token and you will need to plug it into your computer to sign using it. By the way, let us know in the comment section below if you'd like to see a video on how to set up and use the DSC on your computers, and we'll be happy to make a video on it. You should get both your TAN and PAN at the registered office address within a few weeks of company incorporation. Once you have your company incorporated, you will need to have a bank account before you can officially start your business. You can choose a bank of your preference to go with. Our recommendation is that if you already have an existing relationship with a bank, then request them for a zero balance account. In our case, I already knew a senior banker at a private bank and we were able to get a zero balance account for the first year. Anyway, whichever bank you choose to go with should have the same procedure to open your bank account. They will ask you for the following documents: the company's certificate of incorporation that you received from the MCA, the articles of association and memorandum of association that you get from the MCA website or from your CA, the company PAN that you received from NSDL, every director's PAN, and every director's address proof. Most banks require passport and Aadhaar. And you will also require a photograph of each director. You will also need the company's rubber stamp that can be made at any small store near your house. This should cost between 200 and 300 rupees. Finally, you will need the initial payment check for the paid up capital amount. Remember here that every shareholder in the company needs to submit a check with the amount in proportion to their shareholding in the company. So if you are a shareholder in the company and own 50% shares and the paid up capital of the company is 1 lakh, then you should make a check for 50,000. Once you submit these documents, your bank will process it and come back to you with your new account. Now, you will need to send your bank a copy of the INC20A form that authorizes you to start business. The INC20A needs to be verified by a CA or a CS who will ask you for a copy of the company's bank statement to prove that the company has been capitalized by the respective shareholders. Once your INC20A has been submitted to the bank, you are now ready to start business. There are plenty of options out there for a bank account, and you will be flooded with emails from bankers asking you to create an account with them. You will also be flooded with emails from designers, web developers, trademark lawyers, small accounting firms, and many others. This is because your email ID is publicly available through the MCA's website. So keep in mind that you will get a lot of emails on the ID that you give while registering your company. Which service provider should you go with to incorporate your company? Well, if you don't want to shell out 20,000 rupees on a CA, then there are websites that you can use to register your company yourself. We went through a CA simply because we wanted to focus on our core operations and not have to worry about the administrative part of it. Go with the CA. It is a little more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. You can focus on your core business operations and let the professional take care of the company incorporation. If you have any questions, please do let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.